So I'm standing beside this absolutely astonishing Rhododendron swailenense. But the reason for coming to look at it is not just to admire the flowers, but also to look at the layers that we did 2 or 3 years ago. 2 or 3 years ago, we bent down these 2 branches and we covered them with stones and leaf mould and fresh topsoil, and we have now come to the point where we actually think that these are properly rooted, and if we move a stone we can start to see some of the roots forming, and so it's probably too late to move these layers this year, but what we will do is just to prepare to dig them up in the autumn. And therefore what we'll do is sever the connection back to the main plant. In fact, we might not completely sever it back to the main plant. We'll just saw halfway through the branch, and so we'll deprive these young layers of some sustenance, but not all sustenance. Now, hopefully they've rooted, but we'll just leave that one just in case, and hopefully we come back in the autumn and we've got some nice young plants to move elsewhere. So here is a layer on Rhododendron eximium, and again this is a layer that we managed a few years ago, and if we come round this side you can see that where we've done the layering we've got nice new growth, and where we haven't done the layering on this old plant the leaves are much smaller. So hopefully we can now detach these young plants from the main plant and see where we've got to. The problem here is that our young plants are not really getting quite enough light, and therefore probably look at the roots. Yeah, that's all solid root. So they really have been doing their stuff here. So I'm going to take the risk, and I think I'll just hedge my bets. I'll just cut this branch on this one and leave the other one in case I've been a bit premature. So that's detached and ready to dig up this plant in the autumn and move it to a new spot. Did a video 3 years ago layering Rhododendron Lems monarch, and when we look down now we can see that we have got some layers and they are doing reasonably okay, but unfortunately the other branches of the rhododendron have grown rather more quickly, and effectively they have covered over these young layers, which in time will be smothered out. So I think what we'll do is, clearly they've got to be moved in the autumn, and so we'll again just sever the connection, having checked that we have got some good growth, and there we go. I don't think that one doesn't look terribly well rooted yet, so I think I'll leave that one, but I think I'll put the saw through this other one, which looks looks to be doing reasonably well. So hopefully if we have a dry summer, those nice young layers will be encouraged to grow a bit more, and then we move them out in the autumn. I'm standing now under Rhododendron Assay, which was raised here at Cahays and starts off this sort of lovely pinky colour, and then it fades off to a pure white. And this is a very old clump of plants which gradually are falling over and dying of old age, and you can see through there the stumps of where a couple of old casualties have fallen down. But a few years ago we made a big set of layers, and unlike the 3 sets of layers which we've been looking at previously, here there's nothing overhanging. The layers, and they're doing fantastically well in comparison to the poor elderly plant, but actually there's no reason whatsoever to move them. They've got plenty of light, plenty of space to grow, and as the old plant keels over and dies as it is, we've got a nice new clump to replace it without any effort. And the best rule in the world in gardening is do nothing if you don't have to, and you certainly don't have to do anything to move these layers. They're doing fantastically well all on their own.